When I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay because I could draw. And my uncle was, and I kept my room straight. Now I went to my mom and tears, they were rushing down my face, and she was like, "Ben, you've liked girls since before pre-K." Yeah. Yeah, I guess she has a point, doesn't she? It's all just a bunch of stereotypes up in my head. I remember doing the math, being like, yeah, I'm good at Little League. It's all just a preconceived idea that people who like the same sex have those characteristics. Same Love by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis describes how gender stereotypes affect everyone, even children. Stereotypes about one's gender do nothing but discourage individuality and set arbitrary limits on one's masculinity and femininity. I am not here to talk about what it means to be gay or what it means to be straight. I'm here to talk about what it means to ignore society's expectations of yourself and be your own individual person. These selections demonstrate the struggles that both men and women go through on a daily basis when they're being judged by their peers for not acting like their gender should. Manly Man by Bradley Hathaway. I don't want my long hair and pretty brown eyes I do not have on mascara, eyelashes, skinny figure, undersized t-shirt, hips shake a little too much when I walk, confuse anyone. I am a manly man. Within this sissy frame, obviously rib-laden chest lies a heart that beats to the drum of a Native American ritual dancing wildness. It pumps an ever-cascading supply of timidness that a herd of wild mustangs has yet to grasp. If danger lurks about, I will seek it out. When adventure abounds, there I will be found. When a damsel be in distress, I will show her who is best. I am a manly man. You know, because I don't flush. And I leave the lid up. Oh, and girls, don't break up with me, I break up with them first. Except I've never even had a girlfriend. And I don't shave the hair on my face. Because I don't really grow any in the first place. But when I do grow some, I don't shave it because beards are tough. I fart, burp, spit when I want, not caring who is nearby. Disrespect my mama, and I will punch you in the eye. I am a manly man. Or am I? I tell my guy friends that I love them, and sometimes I even hug them. No, not because I'm gay, but because I love them. When people talk, I try to listen. A spirit of compassion, that is my vision. Surely I am a manly man. All I want to do is be loved and have love and give love, and not just that romantic kind either. Although, I am still looking for that beauty. Not helpless, but wants to be rescued. The damsel in distress, man, woman, myth, true, I will fight for her, climb the highest tower for her. Love her, cherish her, delight in her, be her warrior, her protector. She will be my crown and I will be hers. My masculinity will be passed down to and affirmed by my sons, and each of my daughters will know that they are lovely and deserving of authentic romance. Society tells me all day long that I have defined manhood completely wrong, but you can ask any honest man and he will agree. You can ask any honest woman and she too will see that I am a manly man. The final poem is told from the perspective of a female kindergarten teacher who uses her students to teach a lesson that we all desperately need to learn. Swing Set by Andrea Gibson. Miss Gibson, are you a boy or a girl? He asks, staring up at me with all 3 feet of his pudding face grandeur. And I say to him, Dylan, you've been in my class for 3 whole years and you still don't know if I'm a boy or a girl? Well, then I really don't think it matters then, does it? No. Can I have a push on the swing? And this happens every day. It's a tidal wave of kindergarten curiosity rushing straight for the rocks of me of whatever I am. Oh, and the class, when we discuss the Milky Way galaxy and the orbits of the sun around the Earth or whatever, Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, and kids, did you know that some of the stars that we see when we look up to the sky are so far away that they have already burnt out? What do you think of that, Timmy? My mom says that even though you got hairs on your legs and the hairs on your head grow short and pokey, and you smell really bad like my dad, that you're a girl. Thank you, Timmy. And so it goes. On the playground, she peers up at me from behind her pink Powerpuff sunglasses, and she asks me, do you have a boyfriend? And I answer, no. To which she replies, oh, well, do you have a girlfriend? And I answer, no. But if by some miracle 20 years from now I ever actually finally do, I'll definitely bring her by to meet you. How does that sound? Okay, can I have a push on the swing? And that's the thing. They don't care. They don't care. Us, on the other hand, my own father, sitting across the table at Christmas dinner, gritting his teeth over his still full plate, his appetite ripped away by the intrusion of my haircut. What were you thinking, used to be such a pretty girl? And frat boys, drunken, screaming, leaning out of the sides of their daddy's SUVs, hey, are you a faggot or a dyke? And I wonder, what would happen if I met up with them in the middle of the night? But the best. Oh, the best is always the mother at the market. As she sticks up her nose and pushes aside her daughter's wide eyes and whispers, don't stare, it's rude. And I just want to say to her, listen, lady. The only rude thing I see here is your paranoid parental hand pushing aside the best education on self that little girl is ever gonna get, living with your Maybelline lips, Stairmaster hips, synthetic kiwi vanilla smelling beauty. So why don't you take your pinks and your blues and your boy-girl rules and shove them in that cart with your stupid issue of Cosmo? Because tomorrow I start my day off with 28 months who know so much more than you. Oh, and if I show up in a pink frilly dress, those kids won't love me any more or less. Are you a boy or a... You know what? Never mind. Can I have a push on the swing? And someday, y'all, when we finally grow up, it will all be that simple. After winning a state championship title with the poetry program I just presented, I was on cloud 9. After finding out I had even placed in the top 6 with the program, I was screaming like a little girl. 4 days after the tournament, my speech coach gets a phone call from the Nebraska State Activities Association, NSAA for short, telling her that I was one of the 9 students selected to perform for Nebraska's Best of the Best speech showcase. Yay! Finally, after 18 years of awkward hormonal teenage angst, everything was coming together for once. Nothing Absolutely nothing could go wrong. Or so I thought. The following Monday, I receive a phone call from the head of the NSAA. It seemed that after thoroughly examining my speech, she felt that it contained a message that Nebraska wasn't ready for. I couldn't believe it. I wasn't trying to rewrite any laws, and I most certainly was not trying to get anyone sued. To be honest, I put the program together for myself. I wanted to tell my story about how some of the closest people in my life have said things like, people think you're gay if you talk like that, or only fags shake their hips when they walk, or even you are mocking God's creation by acting the way you do. Even if I was performing for less than 10 people at a time, I wanted people to know that I was fed up. But then my message became so much more. People started coming up to me and telling me about their similar experiences. Less than 24 hours after that phone call, something happened. People heard about me. They started calling media outlets. A Facebook group was made. I had a hashtag on Twitter, and it was trending. That's how we know something big has happened. And less than 24 hours after that, the NSAA reversed its decision and let me speak. I was not the first person involved in speech to fight for this message. And I will not be the last. The reason people finally started to pay attention to this is because enough individuals were brave enough to stand up for themselves. These individuals are people like me. And when I say people like me, I mean people, no matter their gender or their sexuality, who have been told to stop being themselves in order to appease those around them. Now I'm going to end with this. I shake my hips when I walk. I occasionally paint my fingernails bright colors. I would rather go see a Broadway play than the Super Bowl, and my favorite TV show of all time is RuPaul's Drag Race. Now, none of these things have anything to do with my gender or my sexuality. I'll admit it, I'm a feminine weirdo. But if you think that's a bad thing, be prepared to live the rest of your life conform to the mold of somebody else. And if you are, I want to encourage you to break that mold, stand up for yourself, and support those who have done the same. Because I and millions of other people have, and our lives have changed from boring and normal to extraordinarily fabulous. Thank you.